Alright, so this is a quick YouTube video. Gonna be doing some boat seat spray vinyl fixing. Here's what we got. I'm gonna try to turn this thing around here. So I've taken this seat apart. As you can see, somebody has had an animal in this boat who has left pin marks everywhere. I'm gonna try to fill that with some vinyl filler. I've had to disassemble the seat cushion. Pardon my camera skills, I can't figure out how to turn that around. And the assembly that makes this go up and down has been taken out as well. As you can see right here. So we're gonna try to get this done, and I'll go step by step, give you guys an idea of what's going to happen next. So the first thing I have is this vinyl prep. It says removes contaminants and temporarily softens vinyl for finishing. SEM product here, removes dirt, wax, and grease. So I'm going to spray this on here, clean this up good, wipe it off, and then I'll come back. Okay, spray it on, see what happens here. It's a pretty grimy seat. I'm gonna do the front half first. See, it's running down pretty good. I probably went a little heavy on this application, but hopefully the stitching. So my biggest concern here is how to spray vinyl over stitching and what will happen. But I'm gonna wipe this off and come back. Okay, so I've cleaned and wiped this seat off. Down in here, this is not coming off very good. As you can see, that is covered by this cushion. So I put 2 coats on there. Got as good as I can. But it did seem to pull some of the dirt, probably sunscreen, whatever else off this. And then do these 2 little pieces. And then we'll come back with the next step for trying to fill these holes and coming up with a solution before we paint. So to go over some of this stuff, I read about putting super glue on here, sanding it, and then coming back with the vinyl paint. I'm gonna try some of this SEM leather and vinyl repair compound, especially for like this bigger hole up here. And I got a putty knife. I'm not sure, it sounds like it's kind of potent stuff. We're gonna see what happens with it first. I noticed a little bit of tackiness to these seats. Maybe it's because I'm in the direct sun. It does probably soften the vinyl quite a bit, like it says on the can. But yeah, we're gonna get started with this, and I'm gonna use 2 hands. So come back and let's just see what that looks like. Stuff's kind of runny. It goes on pretty smooth and clear. I've already applied it here. As you can see, just taking it, looks to me like it's just basically filling the holes. And we'll put a heat gun on this if we need to, but I think what I'm gonna do, it's kind of hard to see there, I'm gonna come back and sand any high spots off where maybe the vinyl's sticking up, and maybe we'll have a better result at the end solution here. Okay, so I filled all the holes. I'm pretty happy with the coverage. This stuff dries clear. It looks like it's filling them pretty well. This one here I've had to fill twice. And then this piece over here was pretty bad on the front. So what I'm going to do now is apply some light heat to the heat gun just to help clear this out so I can keep moving a little faster. Then we'll come back and try sanding, I think, once I feel like it's dry enough to sand. So probably take care of that, but we're going to come back and sand after this dries. Okay, so this has been heated. It's pretty well dry. I mean, there's still some rough texture to it. That one, still a little bit of a hole. We're gonna see how it covers. I've got some different sandpapers here. I think I'm gonna start with some 180 and just kind of see if it'll take the burrs off. If it won't, we'll get a little more aggressive. So we'll see what happens. Then we'll come back and wipe it off with the prep again. It looks like there's quite a bit of dirt that didn't lift with that cleaner. I'm not sure that cleaner is as good as some of the upholstery and vinyl cleaner, leather and upholstery cleaner from Malco that seems to be a little more high end. That smells more like rubbing alcohol, which maybe is why it softens the leather a little bit. Looks like we're gonna need some sandpaper that's a little more aggressive though to get some of these burrs off. And then we'll see what happens. So we're taped off. Should be able to get it around most everywhere. Sanded down, resprayed, now it's vinyl coat. Carver white. Shake for a minute, spray, wait 5 to hold 6 to 8 inches away from surface. Allow 5 to 10 minutes between coats. See what happens with coat 1. So after 1 can, it's quite a bit wider. It's really starting to fill these in. I got a little close a couple times. I came back and took my putty knife and put that line back in. I'll come back over and paint that again. It's going to take several coats, but I think we're kind of to a spot spray type deal. This stuff dries pretty fast. I might need a couple more cans. Just not sure. Right now though, I'd say I'm pretty happy with it so far. It looks cleaner for sure, and the only thing I can tell is like right here you can see where the putty maybe didn't get smoothed out or sanded good. Probably could have taken a little more time doing that, but I think maybe that's something I could come back and touch up later. So again, like I said, filling these holes, that's 100% better. You know, maybe 60% better. Still happy in my eyes. Worth the money so far. I've gone through about a can and a half, 3/4. Here's what you can see now. Probably should have taken a little more time to sand some of this. And I would assume that would be something I could come back and do again. What I can say is the more that it builds up, the smoother it is versus this texture. If you had a sample piece of material as it's damp, you could probably touch that, and it probably would transfer the image rather well and really match great. But being a first-time experiment, I'm not disappointed. There's some pretty good marks up here. But again, you can see where the glue type putty, I got a little thick. Probably the most amazing is this piece over here. I mean, it was really scratched. That's tremendously better. I mean, it does look like a little bubbly and rough, but again, I think I could go ahead and sand it one more time and come back and try it again. This middle boat piece cushion looks good. It only took about 4 coats, maybe 3-4 coats to really get the color. I think it's going to be fine. Again, this is not perfection, but I was quoted $500 per seat to reupholster. Dr. Vinyl quoted me a little over somewhere between $300 and $400 just to replace the different pieces. They said they would take a panel out, sew a new panel back in. Overton's was $397 a seat. Would not match perfect. So for less than 60 bucks, I'd say this isn't a bad solution. Hey, it's not your boat, it's mine. Okay, so gone through 2 cans. Seats back together. Anybody remembers, this is where all those scratches were and pinholes. big hole that was right there. Another pretty big hole there. It didn't stick to the stitching that bad. I did run my fingernail over it, and I think if I lightly mess with it, I can get the color back a little bit, but I'm actually pretty happy with that. Had it turned it white, I still wouldn't have been upset. Down here was where the other worst spots were. I dropped this on the concrete here right as it was the final coat, and I grabbed my rag and had a little dirt in it. So, you know, honestly, I should probably do this one again. I did take a small piece of vinyl and try to touch it to give it some texture, and actually made it a little rougher and wanted to stick to it. So I would not suggest that in the future. Overall, this is it. I guess I should pull the tape off. Got a little overspray there. You know, maybe a dark marker would cover it up, I'm not sure. But not really. That's probably the least of my concerns. So yeah, we'll peel this apart. Good luck if you try it. Okay, so here we go. Final wrap here on SEM leather and vinyl repair compound. Vinyl prep and vinyl coat. This is Carver White. A little bit lighter maybe than the rest of my seats in my boat, but if I do both captain chairs, I think I'll be pleased. This folds up still. Hang on here. Looking pretty good. I got a little bit of overspray on the dark color below where I taped off. I used the vinyl prep and it came right back off. So here's the SEM. For less than 60 bucks on Amazon, I'm gonna say 2 thumbs up. These are some pretty major fixes if you watch the beginning of the video. And hey, if it lasts one season, that's cheaper than all the other quotes I was getting. If you like this video, please like and share and do whatever else you're supposed to do on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching to give me ratings. Thanks. One last thing here. This project took me maybe 3 hours total, so worth your time.